Welcome to Newsmakers. My name is Sean Smith. I'm the Assistant Director of Community Relations for Chesterfield County Public Schools. Joining us today, Barbara Bingham. Welcome to you, Barbara.
Thank you.
Now, for our viewers out there, they may know you obviously from Clover High School. You're an English instructor there.
Yep.
We want to talk a little bit today about an exciting program that's taking place at the high school. Tell us about the PATHS project, if you will.
The PATHS project is a project that was sponsored by the Partners in the Arts Grant. And we work together 3 different curriculums. We have the fine arts curriculum, we have obviously the English curriculum, and then we have a historical research curriculum through Jim Treisler, who's the obviously history component. And it's really neat. We bring in professionals and work with the students, talking to World War II veterans to interview them originally. And then it comes to the arts department, and the arts department actually is working with Kendra Wadsworth, who's a professional artist. If you know Beautiful Mind, she actually is the set designer for them. Oh, wow. And she had just recently, her piece is at, the Richmond Museum of Fine Arts. And wonderful, wonderful person working with the students to create their own interpretive portraits of these World War II veterans. They listen to the interviews, they look at their memorabilia, they create a picture of them in whatever mood they want. Some are 3-dimensional, some are just 1-dimensional, 2-dimensional, however it wants to be. And then we have those interviews come to my department, which is the English group, and we're working with Honors 12 students to create memoirs. And we actually have a professional novelist, Erica Orloff, who's very successful, and a lot of her stuff is read in the county. And she comes in and actually teaches our students about writing, professional writing, and how to do a memoir. It's really awesome.
Mechanically, with the grant itself, how did you learn about it, and what did you do to actually apply and receive the grant?
Susan Dandridge sends notifications to the different schools, and my principal shares it with all of us. And so on that list happened to be the Partners in the Arts. And Dr. Marks, my principal, hooked me with Susan Dandridge, and we talked about it. And she talked about, if you want this grant, you need a little bit of a wow factor. And so we thought of what would be the neatest thing we could do and what is the most meaningful, which was to include World War II veterans, since we're losing them so quickly these days, to be able to document and remember them and have our kids connect with them. And
from the grant perspective, over $6,000, I believe, and is that something that's sustainable, or do you get to reapply?
Well, it's actually, our program has to be sustainable without the money. We have to be able to create a program that will last in the future years. Now, you can apply for a different project that somehow connects to it, but it's very unlikely that they would ever refund the same project.
And as you take it on the project, it goes without saying that obviously the generation you're talking about, really there's not as much of a connection, if you will, to this current generation.
Yeah.
So what has been the response from the students?
The students have really been moved by the emotion and the stories they're telling. And in my perspective, getting the kids to write the memoirs, it's been so neat to see them connecting with someone who was their age, who was overseas perhaps in a situation that was life or death, and watching them today and seeing where they are. It really gives them some respect for perhaps their grandparents or their great-grandparents, but also kind of an eye-opener to what could be, and thank God it's not.
Right. Well, thanks so much for being here. We'll probably have to have you back again, maybe bring a student or two and talk about the program itself. So then congratulations too.
Thank you.
And thanks to our viewers. Please join us next time. We're about Chesterfield County Public Schools.